Good morning, good morning, good morning. And today I would like to talk about the attack, the attack that's going on in childcare. The attack that's going on in childcare because of what happened in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right? Not every childcare center or family childcare has time to rob the government. Not every family childcare that say they have children don't have children, right? This thing bring up a lot of questions. It's the right a lot of questions. Even on the educator part, we have a lot of questions because I know as a family child care, we get inspected. We get so much inspection, especially if you're state funded, right? We get inspection from the state. We get inspection from the food program. We get inspection. So for them to say that that child care center said they have 195 children and there was none there. Now we need to hold the state accountable because if they go in there and they did not inspect, where the paperwork to show that there was inspection done? Who's the inspector that signed off on those paperwork? Who's the inspector that signed off? Because when you're in the food program, they have to come out and see you feed the children. They have to. The state comes and want to see how you are with the kid. They want to comes out. They want to see how you interact with the children. How the children behave, right? They sit there and they watch. They observe. I believe the proper term. They observe, right? They observe your interaction with the children. They observe your interaction, how the children interact with you. So they observe in both ways, right? You and the kid. When they saying that this lady exposed this Somalian daycare center and it went global, went viral, which going to a youth investigation and free on child care funding in 5 states, right? New York is one of them, and I'm in Connecticut, which they come to sue him, and judge is gonna block everything. I know that. Now with that said, we have educated panicking because I'm panicking. New York, Connecticut. I know they say that we're okay. But now I know they say that right now things are gonna be okay. We shouldn't worry. But we all have to worry. Because a lot of educators right now is worrying about their future. A lot of educators is worried about, okay, they're closing their center. A lot of centers being closed. If they do this, it stops family. Now, family that have to work, that rely on these educators, they rely on the childcare provider. You freeze funding. You stopping a lot of people from going to work. I know you guys have universal daycare. I know you said, well, there's universal day childcare, so they could go to school. Not every parent want to sit, they're 2 years old and they're 3 year old, sit in a class with 25 children, right? So a 3 year old, come on. And if you guys freeze funding, the domino effect that you have on the system, it's like you guys are pushing us backward. When we fight, all the fight we did to bring them forward, everything we did to make sure that we're where we are today. And a lot more fighting that has to be done, right? We need to tell her legislators, our governor, our mayors, that listen, put a hole in this. You can have a staff layoff. A lot of people are going to lose their job because of this. Not only to educate, a lot of parents is going to lose their job. Think about the domino effect that you guys are going to create when you freeze all this funding and providers. I've seen how many providers am I going to get paid? You freeze my fund. All these letters that's being sent out, and providers are saying, okay, am I going to sit there and get funded? Should I be open today? Should I accept these kids today? We came so far, but yet still we're so far behind. I am not saying, don't get me wrong, to do your job. If you suspect fraud, investigate. What I am saying is that you cannot freeze upon it. Investigate those that did wrong. And there's so much information going out that you don't even know where to get the truth from. First they say there's no fraud, then they say there's fraud. So we have educated that's looking and we're reading of and everything and we watching the news and we watching social media, not knowing exactly where to direct our parent, where to send our stuff, where to have things going. We don't know where to do where things are going. I know parents are at work. I have a parent that, well, I'll pay. Shh, shh. Some of them can't even afford the family fee. The state give you a subsidy and you get a fee. Some of them have a problem paying the family fee when you ask them for that. You think they could afford to pay the whole thing? When they freeze all these payments, when they freeze payment for family are not going to be able to go to work. You're causing so many different chaotic situations right now. You're causing strain in family, funding free, document issue, ISIS, impacting over 1,700 providers. It's causing immediate financial strain in these things. Potential closure of daycare, staff cut, and threaten family access to daycare. Right? You're forcing family and parents to choose work or stay home. This pre-existing issue is a staff shortage, high cost of childcare and deserted areas, create involved economic instability. Right? We already have economic instability for family. And the funding's free. Funding free than financial crisis. If the federal part of the subsidy payment left Missouri provider waiting for millions. So now they're sitting there waiting for millions. It leads to immediate cash flow problem, making it hard to pay staff or even stay open. And funding cuts. It affects the teachers. Because if I work in a daycare center, or even in my family childcare, and I'm relying on that to pay my bills, what do you think's going to happen? If they say they have 179 kids, that is 179 children that is bleeding looking for childcare. There's a bunch of providers that are closing right now. A lot of providers shutting their door. I have a provider tell me that they haven't worked since September of last year. So this thing that's going on in the crisis in Missouri, we already have an issue within childcare. We already have shortage. We already have areas that need childcare. This freezing of childcare is going to put it's going to make put a huge step back in what we've been advocating for, and what we've been voicing for, advocating, protest, go out, right? Rallying for. When we do the day without childcare, the morning without childcare, this is what we do it for, to put forward. So you guys need to hold those inspectors in that state. You guys need to not tighten up on the provider. You guys need to tighten up on that state inspector, the one that licenses it. Whoever licensed those daycare. Who signed off on those documents that they see those kids? Which food program signed off? Because of one program, now 5 other state programs have been frozen, and it's targeting the Democratic state. Connecticut is a Democratic state. And the state that they rely on this rainy, because rainy days they have to always rain. It has to dry somewhere. The sun has to shine. Which the providers across the state cannot have to suffer for one child care center. Instead of you coming for the center, go for who are licensing these people. You guys need to tighten up and license it. Because if they have someone that, in office that they friend with, like they said, you know what, be friends, be close to this person. Then they come there and they sign off that list, and you know what? Yes, this is done and this is that. The food program, who go out there? Who went out and see these children when they feeding them? Because if they get federal funding for food, who's the inspector that go out there and see when they see these children? There's more to this than what y'all are saying. So you guys need to start from the top and not let the little man suffer. Us providers. This thing is the youth thing that's going on, and because of that, they targeting Somalians. Now every Somalian child care, they're cheating the government. Don't target one set of person. You guys need to go. You guys gonna go? You guys gonna look at it? Look at who they're giving the grant to. Because for someone to get what? How many millions they get? Last year alone, they get what? 1.5 million. The year before, they get what? Now check who's giving those. Because when I get grants, we have to go through everything, and they came out to make sure that whatever you said you do, you done. You have to submit documents, sign-in sheet. Where did they get, first of all, where did they get these children's name and these children's documentation from? Where's the parent? There's so much question, unanswered questions. Did you wait? That's how they get the money? From COVID until now? How they get the money? How much money they get? Because it's sad that you guys gave these centers to build in top of centers and to build apartments and to build all these stuff for a family child care provider. Y'all go through a fine-tooth comb with them, but then y'all give these centers all these money. But then with us, we have to, you rate us. You go through everything thoroughly. But it doesn't make any sense to me and to other providers that ask the question, that's sitting there. They shouldn't have to be sitting worrying if they're going to be able to feed their family tomorrow, if they're going to be able to pay their bill tomorrow, if they can sit there and see what's going on. They sitting there trying to figure out how am I going to feed my family? I don't, it's like clothes. People that's been doing this for years. We already have low enrollment. Because they're going, like I said earlier, because they go into early Head Start. You guys need to look into who you're giving the grant to. Who y'all give those money to? Where did it go? What document did they provide? For sure. You guys cannot sit there and say that there's a fraud, and we don't even know. We don't know because we're so confused. Providers are confused about the future. Providers are confused about whether we should stay open or not. A lot of Connecticut providers are asking, are we next? I know we get letters that send out that we not, but I know New York and Connecticut are brothers and sisters. We're neighbors. We're right there. So what do you think? And it's a democratic state. We shouldn't have to be where we sitting there wondering, are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to be able to stay open? Are we going to be able to even provide care anymore? Listen, we have to sit there and tell parents, we can't take your children. We can't take them because we're not getting paid. We can't take them because there's fund that's free. We can't take your kids because we're not sure about tomorrow. We shouldn't have to sit there and be saying that. This don't make no sense. So I'm calling them providers. All of us to stick together. Let's not make what's going on divide us. Let's not make what's going on tear us apart. We need each other now more than ever. We need to unite. We need to get on. We need to have our voice be heard. We need to have parent voice as well as provider. Then if this state closure happens, if this streets continue, the impact it's having on us, the impact it's going to have on parents, the impact and the strain it's going to have on the corporate. Because listen, most of them work in corporate level, right? So if they can get to work, their corporate office can get to work, how it's going to be. This Missouri thing is so much startling. It's such a setback in what we're trying to accomplish. It's such an attack in childcare. I know the fact that we pushing, every day you've seen us on the news, we fighting for more fun, we fighting for better pay for family childcare and for educators. We fighting and Now with this huge thing happen, it seems like it's like a blow in the face. We fight all year. We fight. We see some progress. We see a little progress, and now it's like that progress has been it's being pushed back. Family a worrier. Am my kids gonna be able to go to daycare? Are my children is okay to come in? Am I able to go to work? Do I have to call out? Families are now sitting there, and job. I know they could replace them, but when you have a good worker, it's hard to find another one. Just like when you have a good provider. When you have a provider that love and care for your kids, when you have a provider that shows so much interest in improving your children, it's really hard. It's breathing of 5 states, each one that's been approved, it's really critical. It's parents and providers are suffering. It's not the 1% in America that they talk about. The 1% care less. Because guess what? They go and they get a visa program and they get somebody to come over here and they like, okay, we could do this. This shouldn't have to come to this. Where providers are sitting there wondering, we are being attacked. We are being attacked in all levels possible across the board. They always want to attack family child care. They always want to attack the child care in general. Because you know what? They always see child care as a glorified daycare, as a glorified babysitter, right? Oh, you babysit, you just watch your kid. They always see us as that. They don't see us as a professional. They don't see us that every day we some of us have degree, or even though some of us don't have degree, we still have to be certified. We still have to go through different hoops to make sure that our programs stay open. They don't see that we have to sit there and have people come in and inspect it, tell us what we can have in our house from what we can't have in our house. They don't see. That's why I don't understand. If this is a center, why and who's inspecting the center? They don't see that who can be in a property. I don't know about the center, but I'm telling you, for family childcare provider, anyone over your house in your house 18 before it was 16. Because I remember I had to get my 16-year-old daughter fingerprinted. Have to be fingerprinted. So anyone, if you have a visitor, how long the visitor is gonna stay? Well, she can't blame them. Because if you have daycare during that time and that visitor, you don't know who visited in your house, I can't blame them. So I'm sitting there like lost of words and trying to come up with words to say that the center saying that they have 195, 197 children, whatever it is, and you guys didn't know that. There's no kids there. It takes one person to go with a video, happen to go by with a video, with a camera, and post it that there's no kids there. Who is that one person? Who's that person? And why target that particular child care? I know that's not the only center that received money in Missouri or Minneapolis, whichever. But nevertheless, I'm saying, I know that's not the only one, but why is that one in particular? Why not everyone? Why not everyone go over all the paper? I understand that this is why they do the free, so they figure out for everyone that get the grant and receive such large funding, where's the money going? They think they were sending money back home, they were sending money to this, they were doing money to that. And the paperwork was all approved. We don't know what to believe. Tell you the truth. We don't know if it's happening, if it's the truth, or if it's not, or what's going on. We don't know. The attack and education and said childcare is real. The attack on childcare is going on now. The attack on childcare is having family question if their children have care. The educator question, are they going to remain open? Educators in fear get another job. Educators get another job. Educators closing their business after how many years because they can't live like this. With educator questioning. Until next time, thank you for joining Childcare Challenges and the Dilemma in Daycare. Like, share, and subscribe.